All right, Aries, let's see what's going on with you guys. We're not going to go into the following week per se. We're going to try to capture energies for 2025 since we are at the end of the year. And the closer we get to the end of the year, the more stronger and pronounced readings are. So let's get as much essence as we can for your 2025, all right? But I'm going to break it down in a different type of unique reading. So please stick with me. Our universe, angel, spirit guides. Let's do a quick synopsis of 2025 for Aries. What is the main situation they're looking into for Aries, please? The main situation for Aries. And all right, I'm already digging it. Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Sun. Can we stop the reading right here? Because I really just, oh my God. I just want to stop the reading right here for you, Aries. Let me show you what you guys got. Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Sun. Just give me 1 second. And at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. You know I love me some new stuff and some new opportunities. Well, all the hard work that you've been putting into 2024 and the years before that are now starting to come through. So in 2025, it looks like you're going to be honing in on those skills and you're going to be cleaning up the nuances. So all the hard work and all the heavy lifting that you have done on yourself, on your relationships, on your jobs, knowing what's right for you, not repeating patterns, not dating the same people, not taking the same old shitty jobs, understanding your worth and your value. Now you're working on the nuance. Now you're working on the little stuff. So what's going to come along to help boost that for you, that momentum and that mentality, is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands talks about success, achievement, vindication, validation. This is your person coming back to you and be like, you know what, Aries, I dragged you through the mud in our relationship. I really fucking did. You stuck with me through thick and thin. They're validating you. They're vindicating you. They're knowing your worth and your value. That's in relationship form. Now, if this is in a job, you've been passed over for promotions or raises or whatever, and you've been neglected or ignored. This is the win. This is the vindication and validation. It might not come from the same person you're expecting it to, but it will come in one way, shape, or form or another. It can come from a different source. So it's like somebody saying, oh, you don't want Aries? I'll take them. I see a golden opportunity with Aries. And there you go, the Four of Wands, building that structure, upgrading your life, taking that momentum I was just talking about and propelling you forward. The Sun. There is no happier card in the whole entire deck. Whatever happiness means to you, health, wealth, abundance, love, just everything. It's the one main feeling every human being strives to achieve, and you're getting it. And you're super happy because it looks like all the hard work that you've been working on is coming to fruition. It's coming to be validated. So those of you that are throwing resumes out there looking for new jobs, you're getting validated externally because you're not getting it from your internal sources. Or somebody that you broke up with, maybe even years ago, or a relationship that you recently broke up with, person's coming back and saying, now I see it from your perspective. But there's an upgrade with the Four of Wands. You are proceeding. You are growing. You're not just getting like the kudos. You're not just getting the ego bump. You're actually getting the physical attributes to the validation. I hope that's making sense. And the Sun is what's making you happy because now you feel that full feeling of completion, right? And then the Ace of Pentacles is that new opportunity that you're going to be getting. And it's solid. It's a solid new start. All right, let's continue. I do see the Eight of Swords under that feeling stuck. Do not get trapped. Do not get stuck. You just chop wood and you keep going until you find your right path, Aries. Well, let's continue. Because this is just like a mini forecast of 2025. So let's start breaking some things down. What is the most important thing that Aries should acknowledge and notice in 2025? Please advise. The Devil. See, when you ask the questions, the cards respond, always in like. So this is the thing that we're going to try to avoid, Aries, in 2025. The Empress, the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, and the Fool. All right, this is a lot of major arcana. The Devil is Capricorn, the Fool is Aries, and the Empress, Taurus. Four of Pentacles, holding on too tight, clinging on to money like you're afraid you're not gonna earn anymore, or holding on to a relationship that's no longer working for you. And I'm putting it in that light and in that perspective because of the Devil. The Devil makes us do things that we're in a loop, we're in a time warp, and we just keep repeating those cycles. So going back to our old ways of doing things, going back to like fear, not objectifying the things that we need to see clearly, because fear makes us, think in different ways, and it stops us from moving forward and propelling ourselves forward. So this is repeating patterns. This is being too scared. This is just like fear of the unknown of certain things, or allowing toxic people into our life. But it basically is talking about the repeated patterns you don't want to do. So I think what 2025 is going to do to you, it's going to highlight these things for you. And this is the nuances I was talking about, for you to see it clearly like a fucking red flag in a spotlight. But like, shit, Devil action, Devil activity, be alert. So that is just like holding on to things that no longer serve you, okay? And I say that because of the Empress. The Empress knows her worth and her value. She knows she's an Empress, that kings and queens are beneath her, and they report to her. So she's aware. But the problem with the Empress is when we think too much or too highly in one direction, we can end up being alone, because there's not a lot of people who can meet an Empress energy, right? And then the Fool, taking a leap of faith and a risk. You might not want to do that so often. You might want to calculate your risks. You might want to not just be like, fuck it, I'd rather be alone kind of shit. Or it is the opposite. We're going to clarify these, by the way, so we'll see. We'll get into the details of what they're trying to say here, but this is what they're saying as far as watching out for and being careful for. Now, yes, see, also we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. This is talking about whether we're supposed to cut our losses or not, right? A lover is not your boyfriend or your girlfriend. They're not your husband or your wife. Also at work, there's somebody that you have to work with. You don't want to, but you have to. So you can easily change that dynamic by the mentality of how you think or how you work with them, or just trying and getting yourself out of it and working with someone else. We'll see again, like I said, and when we clarify. Now, what is the good stuff coming towards Aries? Let's do love first, and then we'll do work separately. Okay, what's the good stuff coming towards Aries in regards to love? 2025. The good stuff in regards to love. Oh, this is nice. You have Four of Swords in the Chariot. And you saw me shuffle the deck, and the fucking Lovers is back again at the bottom of the deck. Why? You might have some healing situation going on with the Lover. So if there was a lover in your past that really broke you, or that really hurt you, or stopped you from dating for several years, or you just didn't put yourself out there for a very long time, that in 2025 is going to end, because you're going to heal all of that. That dynamic that you had with that person, you're going to have peace of mind for sure, okay? Because you have Four of Swords. You're going to start sleeping like a baby. You're going to start seeing things for what they are, who they are. And you're going to be like, easy, no brainer. This person's a joke. They're wasting my time. No hard feelings. Goodbye. And you won't even feel bad. You're just going to have peace of mind, because you're going to move forward like the Chariot, Cancer energy. You're going to remain focused. You're going to understand what's what in your life. You're going to understand your priorities. You're going to understand what's important to you. You're going to easily see who belongs, who doesn't belong, and not in a negative way, like a hustle aggro kind of way, like, oh, fuck you. You don't got to be like that. You're just going to be calm. You're going to be very peaceful and very calm. You're just going to be like, Oh, very simply put. They don't want me, I don't want them. Okay, no hard feelings, no skin off my nose. Good to go. Because you're going to value your own peace of mind. Again, we're going to clarify, we're going to see. And of course, there's lovers back here. You're going to take them for what they are. You're going to take things for the grain of salt that it is. Okay? So, situation. What to look out for. Good stuff in love. What's the good stuff in career and work that's coming towards Aries in 2025? Knight of Wands. This is a lot, but let's see. Page of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands, Strength, Two of Swords, Six of Pentacles. The Two of Cups was the one that flipped out last. Okay. The Knight of Wands, you're still going to take action. You're still going to propel yourself forward with action behind it. Six of Pentacles, a lot of you might be getting a promotion or a raise, just more money. You're definitely making more money with the Six of Pentacles. But in some weird instance, you're going to be busting your ass too. Make no mistake, Ten of Wands. You're going to be pulling in some hard work here. But this is probably why you'll be getting more money. You're going to be using all your strength and your might. I don't know if you're resisting something, but this is definitely telling me you're putting in a lot of hard work. Page of Cups, you're going to be receiving some form of good news. And that could be the raise or promotion or more money. Knight of Wands, you're going to be very excited. You're going to be just like, it's going to be something that's more up your alley, Aries. That makes sense. But you're going to be torn. You're going to have to make choices. Maybe you like the idea of having options and choices. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be a tough call for you. And then the Two of Cups. So you have two twos. You're going to have to make a choice because there's going to be decisions to be made, especially when I have two twos. The Two of Cups is a partnership. So I don't know if you're going to be choosing between jobs, positions, or what the deal is. We'll see when we clarify. The bottom of the deck I found interesting because it's the Tower. But behind it is the Ace of Wands, the new beginning. Something that is a passionate new beginning. It's weird because the vibe I'm getting for 2025, this passionate new beginning, which is work, we're still on work, by the way. This is a creative new project. So when this happens, boom, then you have the creative new project, you're going to feel bad. I don't know if because you think you're screwing over somebody or because you thought you had loyalty somewhere and you leave. But you're going to make boss moves. All right? And I think that's what's going to happen. What's happening for you, Aries, it's all returning back to self. It's all returning back to the original gangster Aries energy, which is you are the energy of self. So I don't mean in a way that you're going to be selfish. It's just that you're going to start to prioritize yourself, right? And then you're going to go out of your way to see what's going to suit you or make you happy because you feel like you've been taken advantage of for far too long. All right. So this is love. This is work. Last but not least, what is the overall gain for Aries in 2025 by the end of the year? The overall gain. All right. There's a person here, King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. They don't have to be an air sign. They can just be somebody very, cerebral, somebody that you spar words with, that's very intellectual. The Hermit. You have a lot of major arcanas throughout the year, by the way. So this is when your angels are protecting you and guiding you and making those small little moves in your life by the universe to either course correct you or put you on your right path. But you end the year with the Hermit. Do you know what that fucking tells me? In any journey, like here, the Fool's journey, we always start with the Fool, but we always end up with the Hermit. The Hermit is the wise one. So let me get into this card, right? The philosophy of the Hermit. The Hermit makes wise decisions. They lay low. They take a time out. They sit with themselves and they consider things. But they also use their experiences to make those wise decisions. Moreover, this is somebody who's walking, say, perhaps in a forest at night. It's dark. All they got is the moonlight to help guide them, if that. And say they don't because the trees are covering the moon. They got this one little lamp. They got this one little candle. They got this one little light flicker. They got their cell phone with light on right in front of them. That's all they can see. 5 feet in front of them. 5 feet. That's all they're thinking. They're thinking here, now, and the 5 feet in front of them. What they're going to do, because the problem is presenting itself here and now. Can't think about what the decision I'm going to make today or 5 feet from here is going to affect me 5 years from now. It's not that kind of a decision. So the Hermit has learned so much shit that they're now so much wiser, so much calmer, so much more peaceful, that the decisions they make, they know it's the right ones. They know it's the good to go. Because you have the twos right before here, where you do have to make decisions that you don't know which to make. By the end of the year, you will. This person somehow is involved. So maybe in regards to love, you have to make a wise choice regarding this individual. Others of you, it can be work related. 3 of Pentacles, collaborating. You know how to work. You will know how to work with a team. You will know how to work at work with a team, or you will know how to work with your person and collaborate peacefully, right? The Hangman. You're going to, although this is talking about being stuck, and it might be, we'll see when we clarify, because when you're stuck, this is when the Hangman clicks in. They say, oh, you're stuck? Let's look at this from a different perspective. That's why in the picture you see a hangman in the opposite direction. They're like, whoa, what if we think about it from this perspective? And then the Hangman also kicks in and says, well, let's also use our knowledge from the experience of walking through 2024 through 2025. What the fuck we learned here? What did we learn, guys? And then you make those decisions. It's involving this individual and how to work with this individual. So we'll see when we start clarifying. And now I'm going to use my OG deck. This is like a 20-year-old deck. And let's see. Let's start clarifying. So over the twos, I will ask for advice. Aries, my beautiful Aries. The Sun, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Please clarify. I don't know when this is going to happen to you in 2025, but it does. Okay? And when it does, trust. You've been noticed. Clarify this, please. All right. I don't know how to make, or if it was even fucking possible to make that portion of the reading even more fabulous. It's far and few in between. I can do such an awesome reading, and I know that Aries has been through hell and back. This is really the tail end. This is the, I know 2024 was already a huge cleanup for you. But you're coming to terms with a lot of shit. I know, I'm going to get to the point. You've been coming to a lot of terms with shit, and you've been waiting for those rewards for a long time. And I know you've been incredibly patient, Aries, but your turn has arrived. It's now here in 2025. Star card. The Star card talks about being positive and hopeful. It's the water bearer. But the significance of this particular card falling on top of the 6 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the Sun, it's making me feel like it's its literal term, because cards are also literal sometimes. And literally, it means you are a fucking star. A star. A star in that relationship. A star at that job. A literal star, like famous. Like famous, you know, you write a song, or you're an actress or an actor, or you're a famous dancer, singer, whatever it is. You're an actual star, is what I'm feeling, right? This is making you happy because you're putting in all that work, and someone's vindicating you and validating you. And that sunshine is coming now through. I see at the bottom of the deck, you are walking away from somebody. Whoa, there's a lot of court cards back here. I think you're walking away to find that happiness. And I don't know, like, if you're walking away from a job or a relationship, but I want to show you where it goes. You leave. I don't know if you leave a water sign or this person that's like emotionally mature or whatever, or this relationship, but it looks like, for me, I feel like these are two people that you're dealing with at work. They're in the upright position, so they care about you, they know of you. Maybe they gave you a raw deal, I don't fucking know. But then here's the Queen of Cups. Here's the Ten of Cups. Here is you thinking about whether you should stay or go. And there's the Hermit, you making those wise choices of everything that you learned. Page of Pentacles. I think it continues. It does. I just feel like when you have new opportunities in 2025, Aries, I think you're going to be comfortable going into them, right? Let's see. Let's continue. The thing that you need to be careful or watch out for the most. The Devil, the Fool. Do not make hasty decisions. The Empress. Yes, you are up there, but you know, sometimes being up there, you could be alone. And the Four of Pentacles, holding on to things that no longer serve you. This is a money tree. And I forgot this plant all week. It did not have any sunlight. I just gave it water, and I felt like shit. And I saw one yellow leaf. I started freaking out because it's a money tree. It's very symbolic to me. But I plucked the yellow leaf so a new leaf can grow in. But now I'm going to take this tree and I'm going to put it by the window and I'm going to nurse it for dear life. What is the point of what I'm saying? You're going to do the same fucking thing in your world for 2025. All right, so the Empress, Four of Pentacles, you're going to let go of dead leaves. Even if you wanted to go back to what it was, it might not be. Or you're just ready for the next level of your life. Clarify the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, Fool, and the Empress, please. Interesting. So I think what you're going to be doing, Aries, is you're going to be taking a very, very cautious approach, right? You're going to go slowly, but cautiously, but with stability, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is someone who goes forward with stability. It's ever so slow, so you don't see results quick enough. And that's why the Devil's here too, so you want to be careful that you just still got to be a little patient. The Moon talks about things are going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. With that said, in the position of things that you need to know, there's shit is going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. You don't know what conversations are happening that you might actually sabotage, right? So it looks like you will be, you know, waiting for your ships to come in, calculating what you should do, weighing your pros and cons, and moving on when you feel comfortable enough to do so. I think you got a boost in 2024 on manifestation. So I think you now have that strength to know that you are manifestors. You can manifest anything you want. You saw a little spark of, I don't want to say good luck, but a little spark of like how that you can manifest things and you can get results from it. I think you're going to build off of that, Aries. I really, really do. And speaking of love and relationships, I think you're going to continue with that motto, building off of you, who you are, what you want, knowing how you are. And it's not like you're going to take this no prisoners approach. You're just going to be like indifferent in a way. Interesting. Can you tell me specifically the devil? Clarify the devil. Yeah. You want to be careful, very, very careful of sneakiness. If you're doing it or if someone's doing it to you, okay? This is the shady card. This is like ghosting. This is like cheating. The things we do in the shadow. This is stealing. Sometimes it talks about strategy, but in a manipulative kind of way. So it's clarifying the devil. You want to be careful of this. You want to stay away from shady shit. All right? Things that you need to be aware of. Anything else about the Empress and or the Fool? Yeah, the Fool always talks about not like crashing and burning, but they're like, fuck it, I'm just going to leave out of like being pissed or angry, or just be like, I'm going to leave this relationship and I'm not going to give it any effort or any kind of work. And I'm just going to leave and take a risk, and maybe I'll find a better relationship somewhere else. Fool does that. Or they'll leave a job and they'll be like, fuck it, I'll just find something else without having anything lined up. Foolish. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. But that's the Fool. See, you have the Tower. This is a fight. This is a breakup. This is like just bouncing. I'm not saying you shouldn't or you should not. I'm saying you should calculate it. Okay? Also maybe why you have like the Seven of Swords there. Anything particular about the Empress, please? I'm going to take the Tower card back, just in case it wants to come out again. Because we always want to put up our antennas for that shit. Because you want to, and for the most part, the Empress, please, you have been avoiding the Tower. I've been doing other people's readings, and let me tell you something. Towers all over the place, left and fucking right. You have not been getting them as much as anybody else. Yeah, see, the Empress, she can't be bothered sometimes. She drops the burdens. So, also, she just is like, fuck it, I don't feel like it. These are things that you're going to watch out for, but I think you're going to pick them up. You're going to pick this up in 2025. Let's go into the Chariot. Love, right? The Chariot and the Four of Swords. Please clarify these. Well, you got the Page of Wands, which makes me feel like it's more or less clarifying the Chariot. You're going to heal. You're going to heal relationships. You're going to heal the little child inside of you, the wounded child within. But you're also going to be a curious little bee with the Chariot. You are the driver of your own vehicle. You're going to get in your vehicle and you're going to stay focused. And you're like, okay, what else is out there? Who else can I date? Let me just put myself out there on chats and tell people to put me on blind dates or these apps or whatever. You're going to put yourself out there. You're going to throw a lot of spaghetti up against the wall. Be like, that one is sticking. Let's check it. Anything else about the Four of Swords in regards to love? No, very simple. You're going to heal. You're going to have that peace of mind we were talking about earlier. So let's go over here and take the Romance Angels. What else should Aries know about 2025 in regards to their love life? Romantic feelings. A lot of you are going to meet new people. And it's going to be the beginning of budding love. So you're both going to have feelings for each other. Anything else that Aries should be aware of that's coming towards them for love in 2025? We're going to clarify those. We're going to deep dive on those in the extended. There's an extended. We're going to go into love, really love. We might do something for, no, I was going to say work, but no, we'll just go into love. Let your friends help you and children. We'll see. All right. Let's continue over here. Work. What's going on over here at work? What's all this about? Clarify. Well, you have the Devil and the instant feeling and the Two of Swords again, which is interesting because you have the Two of Swords clarifying the Two of Swords. So I kind of look at that seriously because it's two different decks with the same exact card in the same exact position. So let's look at that one. With the Two of Swords clarifying the Two of Swords and the Devil. The Devil and then the Three of Wands. Like I said, the initial feeling I got with the Devil in that position is that you're always going to be put in environments that are toxic. You're going to have, you know, office politics. You're going to have somebody who's a favorite. You're always going to be put in this position that, you know, there's toxicity around you. But you also want to be careful of it. You might be the loudest person in the room because you're the best person in the room, but that also puts a target on your back, a spotlight in your back. The quietest person doesn't get noticed either. So there's a happy medium always there to be had. But the Two of Swords makes me feel like this is what pushes you to make a choice. Something happens for you in 2025 that forces you to make a decision and you're not going to know what to do. And the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck made me feel like you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. It's like age-old adage. Absolutely not. You have to change it up. So let's see. What's the Two of Swords, please? Clarify the Two of Swords. Clarified by two major arcanas, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's telling me it's happening to you on purpose, for your own good, for your own betterment, and the Chariot. It's so to refocus you, to put you on your correct path, or, you know, head you towards your true north. You have two major arcanas that are clarifying, and look, stuck. That's what the wheel does. The wheel does not want you to be trapped or stuck like this. They want you to move your life forward. Interesting. What's it going to be about? The Two of Swords. What's it about? Something about healing and resting, because I think something is going to be burning you out, Aries. And you're going to have to make a choice. You might be doing two jobs, like a job and a side hustle, or maybe your side hustle's taking off and you're going to have to make a decision of some kind because you're burning yourself out, Aries. And it could be something that's also creating some sort of toxicity in your world or your life. So you want to be careful of that. What's the advice for Aries, since there's the twos are here, please? And it can be a relationship because of the Two of Cups. But I want you to understand that this is not a bad thing, this Two of Cups, whoever it is. It's some kind of mutual thing because you both care for each other. You both feel like you're a great partnership. So what's the advice here for Aries, please? This came out sideways. Again. The Magician. Okay, so I guess I'm going to read it in both up and down. The advice is what I was telling you before in the earlier on, that you have learned to be manifestors. You have learned to be magicians. So it's coming out again in the advice. So it's reiterating kind of what I was telling you earlier, that you now know with that little spark of light, you know, that spark of hope, or those opportunities that you had in 2024, that with your hard work and your hard efforts, you do get some kind of results, right? The Magician also comes along to let you know you are smart enough. You are good enough. You are right for that position. You do know what you're doing. You can and have the wherewithal to start that business, that company. That's the Magician. That's the advice. You have everything available. You even have the support. And you will find the money. Somehow, some way, you just fucking will, because you're an Aries. Inverted, it's saying be careful not to manipulate. Be careful not to use other people for your advantage. In that regard. You don't want to be stuck or trapped, because you're not doing anything from a stuck or trapped position. I was listening to some podcast earlier, or I don't know, a meme or something, and this lady was like talking about people who are scared to make decisions. Like this one kid who couldn't make a decision between Yale or Harvard, you know, and they go to Yale instead of Harvard, and they're not liking it. And then they have all these regrets. She's like, yeah, but how do you know it wouldn't have been worse at Harvard? And she's like, could have been hella worse. You could have been like, you know, left out, or, you know, lost your, I don't know, scholarship or whatnot. She's like, but you can pivot from wherever you are if you don't like where you are. So it's fascinating that it's interesting in a perspective where if you have to make a tough choice, not to get stuck, right? So there's that. Let's go to the outcome of the year, what you're going to have gained and where you will be. Please clarify the Hangman, the Three of Pentacles, this King of Swords, and the Hermit. Well, the first card that came out is the Moon. So we talked about the Moon earlier, where we said, yeah, there is things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. Maybe your managers are talking behind your back, but maybe in a positive way, not maybe negative. Yeah, I can see Aries in this role or that position, or what if we offered this, or what if we offered that? Same thing with relationships. You don't know what this person could be like, you know, planning on proposing to you, but he's acting all odd, and or she's acting all odd and weird, and you know, you think that they're gonna break up with you, but so you do it before they get the jump on you, and you're like, forget it, I can't handle this, it's over. Meanwhile, the person's trying to propose to you. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. I'm saying you don't know what's gonna happen because of the Moon. The way we find things out is when we ask people, or we see what position we're in. So we have options. So we do know what our choices are. So we do know what to do, right? You will have learned how to seek things out, okay? You have been a novice and learned so much. This is the novice card. You learned so much about, you'll have learned through 2025 all about relationships in general, with work or love, right? And you will have learned how to seek things out, because these are the clarifiers to the strong ass Hermit card. And learning to see information or getting information in a different kind of way, right? You'll also have learned to cross your T's and dot your I's. You can't just go like zoom in and zoom out. This is always going to be at the back of your head, in learning how to like make sure that what you do, you finish and you follow through the thing that you begin. So that's also what it's saying for you, that it will be happening in 2025. Can you tell me what the deal is with the Three of Pentacles, please? The thing that you're holding on to, or the person that you're holding on to, you're going to learn how to collaborate with these individuals. And you're going to create structure, something that is something on an orthodox level. So this is like courtship and dating to get married. This is like, you know, taking courses and going to college so you can get the degree and do things the right way. The traditional method, the standard method. So let's see. Anything else Aries should know through 2025? You will learn to walk away from things that no longer serve you without worrying or being upset or second guessing yourself or double guessing yourself. You're just not. You're just going to be like, all right, I feel good about this. I do. I really do. I'm going to be able to live with myself. It might hurt me a little while, but I think I'm going to get over. I think you're re-energizing that whole thing I was talking about, self. Like the baby Aries. You're going to zap the baby Aries. Baby, and I don't mean like immaturity and like things like that. I'm talking about like how it felt when you were a child, when the whole world was your oyster, when you were curious about things, learning new things, meeting new people, going on new adventures. But over the years and over time, and as we age and things that happen to us, we fall, we trip, we have a lot of bruises, broken bones, operations, left, right, whatever. That comes with baggage. I think you're going to learn to toss the baggage or neatly put them away and know exactly where to put them and deal with them. So as you make these new adventures, as you go into new experiences, I think you're re-energizing that little baby Aries inside of you to come out again, to come out and play. Because now you're going to start to feel like it's safe again, right? So this is what I have for you for this week. I hope this was fun. Members, we're going to go into the extended for a kind of like a quick glimpse into 2025 love. And we're going to see what's going on over there. Please leave me your comments down below. I'll see everybody next week for your weekly readings. And we're going to start breaking it down all over again. Bye, Aries.